What's up, y'all? You listening to the Social Therapy Podcast? It's your girl Rhonda, and we back for another episode. Now I know you already thinking like, Heifer, where you been at? It's been a couple of weeks. I know it absolutely have been, and I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, so first of all, I haven't recorded an episode in like 3 weeks because when I initially started the Social Therapy Podcast, it was more so like addressing things that were coming up as I was going through my own healing journey, right? From going from A to B to C to D, okay? And so on. And I'm still on my healing journey, but I'm at a point now where it's a lot more light, okay? So I'm at a point in my healing journey now where it's like I'm rediscovering myself, the things I like, things I didn't know that I liked, right? Trying new things, going on adventures, doing the things I always wanted to do but never felt confident enough to do. Like, rediscovering who I am and recreating, like becoming a new version of myself. And it's fun. So when I do research for these episodes, it gets kind of dark and deep, and it kind of brings up emotions and scenarios that I don't want to think about. I didn't already process a lot of that stuff, and I don't want to go through that again, right? So I low key been like avoiding the podcast because I'm like, I don't, okay. Hmm. And if you've been following me on social media on my Facebook, make sure you subscribe to my Facebook, okay? Go to my Facebook page, Social Therapy Podcast, and like and follow, okay? But anyways, if you've been following me on social media on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, you'll see that I've been doing a lot more fun things, trendy things. It's not really that therapeutic. That's why I'm not really sure like what direction I want to take this podcast in, but we're going to figure it out. So over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be trying out some different things, and depending on how y'all react to it, that we'll start to get an idea what direction to go into, right? And so we're going to kind of I'm going to kind of let the audience, y'all decide what kind of podcast this becomes. And depending on where we end up at, we might just end up changing the whole name of it to something else because I really want to continue to talk about things as I go through it, but it's going to be funner, better, greater, right? I mean, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a mom of a college kid, right? I'm an empty nester, right? This is the first like this right here, right? So it's like I'm going through other things. And I want to talk about that stuff, right? I'm taking I'm just doing a lot of other stuff that's brings me happiness and joy. And that's the stuff I want to talk about. Okay? So, today we're going to do a story off of Reddit. Off of like the am I the asshole stories or whatever. I don't know if y'all heard about it. They be funny as hell to me. So I said, let's go ahead and start here and see how people feel about it, see how they like it, okay? And make sure you comment, let me know your opinion, what you think, and if you want to hear me do more of them. And hopefully I can read today because I've been drinking. I've been drinking. hmm Just a little bit. Okay, let's see. Let's pull this story up here. Okay. Am I the asshole for telling my brother's wife that their wedding was not that good? Hold up. Stop. I guess this is still kind of like social therapy because we gon' no. I'm gonna give my opinion on these stories, y'all, for real. And y'all can let me know if you agree with me or not. Okay? But I can tell already from the title of this story, you are the asshole. Yes, you are. Okay, let's keep going. Am I the asshole for telling my brother's wife that their wedding was not that good? My brother and his wife got married 2 weeks ago. His wife is one of those people who love K pop. And as you guessed, Much of the music in the wedding involved K-pop. Okay. We come from a traditional Balkan family. I don't know what that is. Both sides. Okay. And we expected some traditions to be honored. Traditional music, foods, and practices. My brother didn't care about all that, and his wife was completely against it as well. We barely danced any traditional dances at all. Okay, the party ain't for y'all. it's, it's not your wedding, okay? It's okay. Let me finish reading. Despite that, our side of the family tried to make the most out of it, and we tried to have fun. The bride's family, on the other hand, was boring. They were very snobbish, barely getting up to interact with people as if they was better than everybody. What? Okay, okay, bougie. Mm. They did have fun with their friends, as they said, but family wise, the wedding was a disaster for the rest of us and not enjoyable in the slightest. Damn. Mm, mm, mm. My sister in law kept bragging about how perfect her wedding was and how much fun she had. Anyone could hear that and think it was the event of the year. I just couldn't stand her making a fool of herself, and I decided to be honest. Oh, Lord. And I told her, hey, since nobody's going to be honest with you, I will be. I can tell this some bullshit already. The wedding was not that good or special. Damn. It was different, but not in a good way. Stop going around bragging about your successful wedding planning when both families dreaded every second of it. It's embarrassing. Can you imagine somebody coming up to you after your wedding? That was just 2 weeks ago. Okay. My brother cursed me out. I know that's right. He had better. Because when a man gets married, he leaves his family. He becomes one with his bride. Okay? You insulted both of them. Okay. Okay. My brother cursed me out and told me I was out of line and demanded I apologize. I said, I'm not apologizing for my honest opinion. His wife then tried to defend her stance by saying how much fun she had. My brother had and how her friends adored it and said it's the best wedding they've attended. I told her that they should attend one of those K-pop events then and not plan a wedding. I realized I might have been out of line after my mom called me to scold me for saying those words. She said I was right, but it's not something I should say out loud and hurt people's feelings. I tried to tell her I was just trying to be honest because nobody else would, and everybody just let her make a fool of herself. First of all, okay, that's the end of the story, y'all. Okay. First of all, I want to know. I don't even know if it really matters that is if it's a male or female, but it sounds female, right? And I would like to know like the age, right? Because I really feel like I don't know much about K-pop, but it seems like it's a certain demographic, like a certain generation that listens to K-pop, right? And if I'm right, it's younger than me. But this sounds somebody that's that hung up on old school traditions has got to be older. Okay? Now, I say that to say this. We living in another time right now, okay? Those traditions that you talking about are from the old school, a time before your sister-in-law was even thought of. And at the time that those traditions were created, that was the hot popping thing to do at that time, which is probably like 50, 60, 70 years ago. People just like keep things going. I like to keep things going. People don't like change, okay? That reminds me of like gospel. Stick with me here. when I was growing up, gospel was gospel, but it was all the same, right? Um, you knew it when you heard it. That's a gospel song. You got the choir, you got the drums, you got the organ, everybody's harmonizing, right? And as much as my grandmother tried to get our choir to be more hip, right? It was still gospel music. You got people, catching the Holy Ghost, running up and down the aisle, speaking in tongues, all that, right? But as a child, I could not get into it, right? I couldn't feel it because it wasn't music for me. It wasn't something I could relate to. So like for example, like today, I'm listening to a gospel playlist on YouTube, and it's jamming. I'm talking. It's got an R&B feel. We got rapping going on. We got the beat dropping. I'm like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like I done cleaned out the refrigerator and mopped and done all kind of stuff and lost track of time and didn't even realize that 2-3 hours had went by because I was having such a good time listening to gospel music because it made me feel good and I was able to relate to it. And I don't really like, even though like the old school music, I grew up on that. I can feel that when I hear it. I know all the words. I don't jam out. You know, I didn't jam out as a kid either. I just did what I was supposed to do. So I say that to say this: this girl and her K-pop wedding, she's the bride. This is her day, and she is living in her element. She wants to have fun. So her wedding is going to be a reflection of her, not of her grandparents. It's going to be a reflection of her. She wants to enjoy herself on her day. And if she was against it, why would she do things on her day that she don't find enjoyable, that she can't relate to, that does not make her want to jig it out? And if her husband could care less, as long as she's having fun and things are the way she wants it to be because she's the bride and she said yes and that's all that matters is for her to be happy, why are you so concerned about it? If you didn't want to be there, you ain't have to be there. You could have left. Because, I always say, like, you really can say anything to anybody. It's just about how you say it. And I already knew when it first started, when they said, hey, since nobody gonna be honest with you, I will be off the rip. Don't say nothing else to me. Okay? Because I already know whatever you say next is about to irritate me, and I cannot be held accountable for what comes out of my mouth next. No, absolutely not. Then you're gonna insult her on her wedding? What was it supposed to be? Like yours? Are you even married? It's just a lot of audacity. Okay? So, yes, in my opinion, I'm saying, yes, you are the asshole. Mm-hmm. Oh, you definitely the asshole. Y'all let me know below if y'all think this person is the asshole and why or why not. Okay? All right, y'all. So that's it. What y'all think? Y'all want to hear more of these stories like this? It's not going to all be like, am I the asshole stories? I'm going to look through, I'm going to score the internet and find more stories that I can like read off and interact to. And, this is fun for me. Like, I could do this. I could do this, right? And still feel good afterward and still sleep good, right? Without having like all this stuff being reminded. Just saying. So, y'all let me know what you think. You want to hear more stuff like this. You want to see the side of me, the side of the podcast. We can keep it going, okay? In the meantime, make sure you follow this podcast, okay? And make sure you follow us on social media. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, okay? And make sure you check out our sponsor because they still paying the bills even when I don't post. MotivatedCoffee.com, okay? Because them beans ain't basic. They not. And I probably should be drinking that right now, but it's kind of late and I'm not trying to be up all night. So until next time, peace.